Hello, I'd like to welcome you to Rise. You're doing a meditation and mindfulness with Jackie. Today we are going to tune into our bodies and allow ourselves to be in the present moment. And we're going to do this through paying attention to different parts of our bodies. So again, I'd like to welcome you here and get comfy. You can either choose to be sitting or laying down. Laying down is also a great position for doing a body scan. So that's what we're going to do today. So I invite you to let your eyes close. And I'm going to ask you to put all your attention and awareness on the bell. So we're going to begin by allowing ourselves to be present with just our breath. So if you're new to mindfulness, the whole premise behind mindfulness is to allow ourselves to be in the moment. To notice distraction, which happens constantly. And to allow ourselves to notice it with kindness and without judging ourselves, making ourselves not good enough or evaluating, what comes to our minds. But just allowing ourselves to notice it and bring our attention back. Back to our breath and our bodies. So this breath, we begin by just breathing in through our nose. And then taking a nice long exhale. In through the nose. And exhale. In through the nose. And a real nice long exhale. You can even, sigh as you let this one out. So we're going to bring our attention now into our bodies. Noticing that the body is always in the present moment. It cannot be anywhere else. The body is present. So if we know this about our body, then we always have our body as a tool for helping us to come back to that present moment. And what you're going to notice is that the mind is the part of the body that constantly takes us out of the present moment. So what mindfulness teaches us is that we always have the choice to come back to the moment. And we can come back to the moment easily when we focus on our breath and our bodies. So we're going to begin with our feet. So if you're sitting and your feet are not on the floor, allow your feet to ground into the floor. So touching the floor. If you're laying down, you're perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. So I want you to connect to your feet. And what we're doing for this whole practice is bringing all our attention and awareness to each part of the body that I go through. So we're going to begin with our feet. And all I want you to notice is any sensations that you feel in your feet. So noticing warmth or temperature. Noticing heaviness or lightness. These are the sensations that we want to look for. Perhaps you can notice even the space between your toes, or the gripping of the toes to the floor, or that space that is created in the arch. All of these beautiful parts of the body that we usually don't pay attention to. So continue. We're just going to continue to breathe normally. And we're really going to give ourselves the opportunity to fall in love with this body. You're going to move your attention and awareness to your ankles now. Noticing perhaps the air around your ankles, or you may notice the clothing that you're wearing touching your ankles. And then just see if you can go a little deeper and notice the bones of your ankle. Remembering that kindness is key. So if you're just beginning this practice, know that it takes time. You might notice that you're distracted. You're thinking, you start to go in your to-dos, or you're thinking about something that already happened. No worries. Just come back. Come back to your body when you find yourself getting distracted with love and kindness, without judging. And I promise it will get easier and easier with practice. So now we're going to move up into our leg, and you're going to notice your shins and your calves and maybe the Achilles. Right? So noticing this lower leg. Perhaps you might not notice any sensation. It's okay. Notice if you can feel your pants, if you have pants on, touching your leg, or the chair, or whatever is beneath you. You might notice some heaviness there. I just noticed like this sensation going from my arch to up past my ankle. Right? So just being curious. You know, curious about this body that does so much for us. Notice too if the space between your eyebrows is tense. Allow that to rest. That means you're going into doing mode. Nope, let it go. Okay, I want you to come up to your knee and just noticing any sensations that you may feel in your knees. Tingling, warmth or cool, perhaps an ache or pain. If there's any part of your body that is experiencing pain in the present moment, you have the opportunity to allow yourself to experience that in a different way, to experience it without resistance, to just rest into it, accept it. And if at any point in this practice it gets to be too much, you always can go to a part of your body where you experience neutral. So just switch your attention to a part of the body that is free from pain. Now we're going to move up into our upper leg, noticing the tops of your leg, the quadriceps, right? And then noticing the backs of your legs, the hamstrings, often tight, right? So we just want to love them, right? And as we're breathing, we're sending good chemicals, dopamine and serotonin to different parts of our bodies. When we concentrated on them, we can send the dopamine and serotonin to that part of the body. Beautiful. And again, just noticing sensations. I'm noticing tingling in my bottom. Warmth. Kind of a feeling of my bones I can notice. And then noticing, bringing all attention and awareness into your hips and the sockets, right? The hip sockets at the top of our leg that we do, if you do yoga, so many hip openers, right? So we hold a lot of stress in there, especially women. So just bringing this loving attention to that part of the body. And just noticing sensation. And now coming into the fingertips and noticing the fingertips. temperature, tingling, light, heavy. And then moving up your arm, so into your hands. All attention and awareness into your hands. Into your wrists. Into your lower arm. And keeping your body as still as possible. Bringing all attention and awareness into your elbows. And then noticing your upper arm. And then coming up into your shoulders and noticing the shoulders where we often hold a lot of stress, right? In our shoulders and our neck. So allowing ourselves to just breathe into our shoulders. Breathing into our neck. Noticing any sensations. Maybe even noticing if those shoulders are pulling up, right? I often notice my shoulders coming up to my ears without even realizing how much tension that's causing. So just resting them down. Now moving down to your shoulder blades, bringing all attention and awareness to your shoulder blades. And then down to your lower back, your mid back. Noticing maybe your ribs that you can notice. Noticing your lower back. Often, we have tightness in the lower back. Allowing ourselves to love even that part of our body. Accepting whatever is. Coming around to our bellies. Right? We'll start actually in our genital area and just noticing, the part of ourselves that gives life, right? So allowing our attention to focus between our legs, on the vulva, and just expressing this love for this part of our body. And then moving up into our bellies, lower abdomen. Breathing in and out and noticing sensations. Again, just what are you aware of? What is the body telling you? And then coming up and noticing your lower ribs. Traveling slowly up and noticing the top of your ribs and the space between them. And just a note too on the belly. You know, often we can hold so much emotion in our body that we make ourselves sick, right? So just really tuning in to what the belly tells us, the gut, which is also part of our intuition. We need to pay more attention to that. Trust it. So traveling up now into the chest and noticing any sensations that you may feel in the chest. Again, another powerhouse for emotion. Often we are so afraid of feeling what our chest is telling us that we will avoid it, we will hide from it, keep ourselves busy just not to feel it. Or the opposite, drown in it, right? So just allowing ourselves this courage to feel it, to breathe into it, to love it, to accept it. And we do this with the strength of our breath, the love of our breath, the love and appreciation for this body that gives us so much information. If we are courageous enough to see it and experience it, to feel it. Be brave. You have everything inside of you to accept the sensations in your chest. Allow that exhale to be long. And then allowing ourselves to bring our attention to our throat. Noticing any sensations that you may feel there. Does it feel open or does it feel closed? Often, as women, we need to find our voice. And if you notice that your throat feels a bit closed, that may be an indication that you need to learn to speak up and to let your voice be heard. Now coming into your face and paying close attention to each part, noticing your jaw. Bring all attention and awareness to this beautiful jaw. Bringing all attention and awareness to your lips and noticing your lips. Resting your tongue. Maybe opening your lips a little bit. And noticing your nose. This beautiful nose that allows you to smell. Noticing your cheekbones. And your eyes. Noticing even though your eyes are closed, there is some sight, right? You can see light. You can see shadows. And then bringing all attention and awareness to your forehead. Allowing it to be restful, right? Open. And then bringing all attention and awareness to the top of your head. Perhaps noticing your hair. And then allowing whole body awareness. Resting into this body, which hopefully by this point is feeling relaxed. And if it isn't, don't judge, right? Allowing yourself to be in whatever way you are right now. You are all good. You are perfect just the way you are. Taking 3 long, slow, deep breaths, breathing in and breathing out. Perhaps picturing light above your head and bringing it into your body on this inhale. And then pushing that light through your body. On the exhale. Again, last one, bringing it in. And then allowing it to permeate through your body. All the way down to your feet. So just take a few seconds to notice how the body feels. Thanking yourself for taking this time to practice mindfulness with Jackie and to join Rise. Every time we practice and build this community, we are creating more self-love for ourselves and spreading it out wide for everyone else that we come in contact with. So allow yourself to listen to the bell from beginning to end and to open your eyes when you're ready and you no longer hear it. So thank you again for joining me today. Wishing you peace, love, and understanding.